Hey guys, for the first time in several months, I'm stressed about COVID and about where this pandemic is going, and I'll explain why. So we're still in Omicron. People say, well, it's still Omicron, but Omicron has changed. We started with BA1, that was the end of last year into early this year. That is the one that affected the most people. Then we got BA2, which had an advantage over BA1 and took over. Then we had BA2.12.1, which had an advantage over BA2, and now we are into BA4 and 5, which have a further advantage. We saw them start in South Africa and Portugal. They took over now across Europe. In the UK, there's a lot of cases. It's going up in Australia. It's more than a third of cases now, BA5 is, in the US. And what that's telling us is that this particular variant can escape the immunity that people have from prior vaccination, and very importantly, even from prior infection. And because most people got BA1, unfortunately, they're no longer very well protected from reinfection. We're seeing a lot of reinfections now with these newer subvariants, BA4 and BA5. But the thing that has me really worried is that it's not just protection from mild disease. Mild disease, we know, has been an issue for some time now. We have not been able to prevent that effectively with our vaccines. What is even more concerning, though, is that this variant is starting to erode away at the protection, at the immunity we have from severe disease. That was up in the high 90s with the original variant with the vaccines we had, came down into the 80% range or so with Omicron. But what we are seeing with the newer subvariants, particularly BA2 and BA2.12.1 at least, is that protection from 3 doses of an mRNA vaccine was down into the 70% range, and 4 months out from your last shot, your third shot of that vaccine, was down into the 55% range. We're talking about protection from severe disease, protection from hospitalization. So there's been a real erosion in protection from severe disease, which matters, of course, the most. Now, both Moderna and Pfizer have effectively been able to produce a booster shot that is specifically targeted to the Omicron variant, which is great, except that it's taken them 7 months to do it, and these boosters are targeted to the BA1 subvariant. We are several subvariants out from that, and we know that BA1 elicits a pretty narrow immune response, which is why you can get escape. You can get reinfection with BA4, BA5. Where does that leave us with this BA1 specific booster? Well, very likely, based on what we're seeing with antibody neutralization data, it will still be better than the original vaccine against BA4 and 5 and might hopefully afford good protection against severe disease, but that remains to be seen. It is not as good a match. The FDA is already asking those companies to think about a BA4-5 specific booster, and in fact, Pfizer presented some data suggesting they have this already. They've tested it in mice, and it does elicit a strong immune response. I think we have no choice but to pursue a broad 4th dose campaign by the fall to protect us from where this virus is headed.